One of the most interesting phenomenon that's happened during this past year, as it relates to immigrations, is when you see immigrants that don't really identify as one of those immigrants. Hi, my name is Dr. Natalie Jones. I'm a licensed therapist. I've been counseling women and men who have experienced abuse, as well as those who have been perpetrators of abuse and other violent crimes. And I wanted to kind of come on here and talk about an interesting phenomenon that I've observed, as especially as it relates to like deportation and getting those immigrants out of here. And that phenomenon comes from, you know, essentially their own people. When you have Latino people or other immigrants from other nationalities that are immigrants, they may even be in the United States illegally, but they don't consider themselves to be one of those people that need to be or are at risk of deportation. And it's an interesting phenomenon to watch, and it's because they don't identify as being one of those people. They view themselves as being better than people that are going to get deported or people that are here illegally, and view themselves as being better than because they make money. They're egotistical, right? Or they feel like they've been here long enough that they're not at risk. Their immigration status isn't at risk, but it's also an interesting phenomenon that I see a lot in my own culture, where you have Black people that really don't identify with those kind of Black people. I don't like those kind of Black people, and so it's a very interesting phenomenon to see it as it relates to Latinos, Hispanics, Asian people, and other people that are immigrants here. Despite whatever their status, you also sort of see that same sort of phenomenon where people have actually even gone on TV, and to only later be deported, because their status is they're not here legally. But, it's interesting. They're touting like, yes, deport those people, get rid of those people. And they don't identify themselves with immigrants who are here illegally, and sometimes they may not identify themselves as being an immigrant at all. And so it's really quite an interesting phenomenon to watch. And they could be very rude about it, and they could also be like, I don't like those people in general, and it's they want to dissociate or not dissociate, disconnect, disassociate themselves or disconnect from people, and want to identify themselves as being othered, but they want to disconnect from the community. They don't even like to look at it. They don't like to hear the news about it, and they want them gone. That's the other thing, is like they cheer and they root for their people to be gone. Some of them even working in precarious positions to get those people out of here. So I'm just, I've noticed that, and I'm kind of curious on what your thoughts are about it. Hope this helps. Thanks so much.